Okay, and welcome back to the Florida Boat Guy. This is going to be my follow-up video to the Sharrow Propeller. Lots of views, lots of comments, lots of opinions. So the folks at Sharrow did see the last video on YouTube and did give me a call within about 2 days of that being posted. And the engineers were, let's just say, displeased with my results and wanted me to give it another shot. Their advice was treat this as a brand new boat and motor combination, relearn how to drive it, relearn its characteristics. I do agree with that to some extent. Use of the trim tabs that I always have kind of my preset positions, how I like to run the boat. They suggest kind of changing that, lifting them up a little bit, let the prop do more of the work, is because this prop has so much more lift. So they suggested me trying some trim. I'm gonna try that. You know, this boat is it's a short hole and a very deep entry, and so it is very unique in the way that it rides and that you have to trim it. So I'm going to try that. I do not necessarily like the way this boat rides if you trim it too high. It really needs a little bit of trim, keeping the bow, and maybe on a calm day like this we can trim it up and see if we can get some better fuel economy. So I'm gonna run the Sharrow again, try and get a little bit better numbers, and see if maybe some trim adjustments can get us some better results. Alright, good morning. This is my last video on the Sharrow. Like I mentioned, I was able to get a little bit better results being more aggressive on the trim. So, gonna put the chart up there. This is using no trim tabs and comparing the two propellers. I just want to put it out there. You know, a little bit of redemption for the Sharrow. We did get a little bit better results taking the advice of the engineers over there. So here it is. At 4,400 RPMs, best cruising speed for this boat on the original propeller, 24.3 miles an hour at 3.1. That's what we had in the last chart. I was able to achieve 4450. I was running at 27 miles an hour and 3.49, 3.5. So at that cruising speed, that's 12% better efficiency, and you know, that gets me another 30 miles of range or so. Not quite as much as I'd hoped for, but I do think it is a real world increase. So you know, that was helpful. Thank you to Sharrow. Thank you for calling and watching the video. You know, like I said, lots of comments, and you know, like I said, not talking about the price, strictly the performance of this propeller. Does it do what it claims to do? Is there an efficiency gain? So I still think it's great. A lot of benefits to this thing, and everybody's got different needs. Everybody's got different, you know, budgets. But for this boat, you know, the handling alone and having that usable RPM, it's that 2,500 to 4,500 range. That's where this thing shines, and that's why I asked Sharrow when they originally sent me the form. You know, they ask you, what do you want your propeller to do? What is your goals here? And I said mid-range cruising and getting on plane quicker. That's what this propeller does. So again, I am giving compliments to it. I love the way this boat handles. There has been a little bit of a learning curve driving it differently. It does handle differently. There is so much more thrust. There is so much more, you know, the motor is able to lift the boat up more. Very similar to what you would get with an additional, you know, blade, a 4-blade or even a 5-blade propeller, because you have more surface area. The benefit of the Sharrow is that you have less cavitation, and the propeller grips almost like a duo prop. So anyway, that's what I wanted to put out there, just to let people know I've been running this boat for a month or so with this propeller, and was able to dial it in, get a little bit better results. Not seeing 30%, but you know, I would say 12%. That's a decent increase. So that's the final review on the Sharrow, and hopefully get some trips out on the open ocean here, hoping to maybe head over to the West End in the Bahamas next month if the weather cooperates, and get the boat on the water in some waves, and we'll continue to do some running here and some updates. All right, thanks again for watching.